Hoe Math.
This one's going to be hard to
Hoe
read.
Math X. Yeah, this is, well, you know what? We'll read it for you. If you don't know what Hoe Math is, it's a site on X. You should find these guys. They're hilarious. They put all kinds. Oh, it's a guy. Well, I guess it's a guy.
It's a
yeah.
YouTube channel.
Well, it's on X too.
Yeah, he posts on X.
Yeah. But you can find him. Hoe Math.
TikTok.
It's yeah, I'm sure he posts everything, right? Once you get big enough, you're just posting everywhere. But yeah, let's read this little one here. So where we start? We're gonna start over here where he gives a little synopsis and then his Grok search. How do you want to do it? I feel like this will give us some context, right? Of what?
Yeah. I feel like read his post and then read the image. So maybe pull away from the image so the post gets bigger. And right now our faces are hiding the post.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. And then just you gotta click show more.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna read this. This is the post first, and then I'm gonna click on this thing.
It's an image.
An image that he
from a Grok search.
A Grok search, exactly. Okay, so here we go. I once dated a girl with a tiny tattoo of a leaf on her hip. It was brown to symbolize autumn. It looked kind of like the raccoon leaf from Super Mario 3. I asked her about it, and she said she felt pressured by her social group to get a tattoo, and she just sort of liked the autumn season, so that's what she got. She also said she was embarrassed of it and that she didn't know why she listened to her friends. I kind of like that explanation. She had one little taste of hive mind lunacy and didn't like it, so she went back to being a normal human. It showed she was not so cold as to ignore her friends, but also not such a pushover that she would change her personality to fit in with lunatics. When I see women covered in janky tattoos like the 4 in my last face swap video, it gives me exactly the same feelings as reading an expiration date that's 3 weeks past. Like, there's no possible way this is still good. I think my standards for women are extremely reasonable, but Grok says there are only 1,476 total eligible women in the entire USA, and I dated one of them last year, and it didn't work out. Partially because I just didn't have enough cash stacked yet to start the life she wanted. It's been over a year, and I still don't. Her mother told her she needed a guy with $5 million net worth. Oh, that's standard. That's standard.
That's standard.
$5 million seems
starting.
a little low. That seems a little low.
That's dating.
What a good mom to tell her, hey, you know what?
When you're dating, that's what you want. You want them up over 10 before you get married.
Of course, obviously. 10. That sounds even popper a little bit too. Anyway, if you are one of the remaining 1,475, reach out. This is possibly where they'd be after all. Okay, so here's the search that he did on Grok.
He's giving his criteria.
This is it. Okay, so he says, Grok, please give me the most accurate possible estimation of the following. How many women are there in the USA who fit all of the following criteria? White, racist, between the ages of 25 and 33, does not have tattoos, does not have a gender studies degree, does not read smut novels, has less than $20,000 in total debt, is not taking SSRIs, does not have a cluster B disorder, is above average in facial attractiveness, has no children, is slightly overweight, normal, or slightly underweight, but not very overweight or very underweight, has an IQ over 115, is right-leaning or politically neutral, and not a supporter of mass immigration or any other destructive leftist policy, is interested in a serious relationship with a man over 40. Okay, so he says here the final estimate is 1,476 white women aged 23 or 25 to 33 in the USA that met all the specific criteria. And you were saying that he lowered the IQ.
Well, when you.
Oh, okay. So was it here?
Yeah, it's the next reply to that.
Right here or something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he changed the IQ to 110, changed the debt to 30,000, include average facial attractiveness but not below average, and include women with 1 or 2 small tattoos that don't show when she's wearing a traditional bathing suit. Then recalculate. Approximately 6,000 white women aged 25 to 33. Wow.
That's a lot.
Wow. That's a ton out of 331 million or whatever the heck the population is. That's kind of alarming that there's only that many women that aren't falling into all those little whatever you want to call them. I don't know, like fucking societal pitfalls. tattoos and, and going lefty and all these different things. Now, we were talking about this earlier, and I said, like if I were to do that, I kind of like a lot of the stuff. I don't mind tattoos. I actually kind of like tattoos, so I'm okay with tattoos. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't put white women because I'm okay with all races. Like, I like certain ones more, but I'm okay with. I find there to be good-looking women in all different races. Obviously, there's probably for me, there's more better-looking white women in general, just because I'm white and I'm maybe slightly racist. But yeah, but I wouldn't take that in. So I wonder what that would be. Actually, I would kind of be interested to check what that number would be if you just took out white women. Yeah. But anyways, so what do you want to say about this? It's kind of I just find it crazy that it's that low.
Yeah, I mean it's an estimate.
Like look what he had to do though. Like he had to change a couple things, fairly significantly. Like he had to go average facial attractiveness.
He's still asking for above average intelligence.
That's true.
So like if you lowered the minimum to say 90, especially since in, I don't know, this stereotypical, especially like Hoe Math is much more in that traditional sense, and in that traditional sense the man should be a leader. So it's not really, so the intelligence of the woman is significantly less important.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you don't want like a dummy necessarily, but
right.
She doesn't need to be smarter than you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, so Joe's saying that I wouldn't date outside my race. So that make me racist. Now, so I know you're kind of being funny there a little bit too, but a lot of people won't, and there's a reason. It's not that they're racist. It's more about culture.
Yeah,
I've dated outside of my race, and usually it has nothing to do with the race problem. It's more about a cultural problem.
There's also, if you strive to start a family, there's mixed kids tend to have it worse in school with like bullying and stuff.
I wouldn't even think that. Really, that wouldn't even be something that would.
A lot of people talk about that.
Yeah, maybe, but
these days.
It wouldn't be something that I would even consider. Like it wouldn't even enter the forefront for me. It would be more because I don't know. That's too far ahead. I'd be looking at the immediate, like, because I have dated different ethnicities, and it's usually it's the cultural differences that are the strongest and the most,
you just can't
divisive.
You just can't deal with the constant smoke detector beeping.
I keep going to change the battery, and they slap me. It's not doesn't work. You've just described a unicorn. Yeah, basically, he's looking for a unicorn. In fairness, many of the women who would qualify may not exist to Grok. They may not use social media. I mean, where is it?
That's considered in the analysis.
Well, where is it getting the information? Is it getting from census information?
Everywhere. Census information, all the data out there, what it knows about the users on one on X, but then all the other platforms that it's had data to train off of, right? Like the amount of data that these AIs have now is fucking crazy. Yeah. And it's getting to a point where there might be like some serious ramifications about like how ethical is some of this data that they're using to get this stuff,
Well, the fact that your phone is taking pictures of you all the time.
Pictures, it's listening. It's all this stuff, right? So what you're saying already there, we don't know the statistical accuracy of 6,000 though. I agree, of course, because it's hard to know that, but I would say that it's within a margin. If you think about it, just go outside and walk around and go walk through them all and see if you can find any that meet those criteria just through the eye test. Mm-hmm. Right? So okay, you might find a couple, and then if you tried to talk to them, you might find, leftist politics. Or, something.
Read this one. This is funny. Here you go, Joe. Actually, I'm going to stop this.